Americans should support increasing fleet miles per gallon rates. Every time gas prices have a sharp increase, there's a big increase in news stories about higher mile per gallon vehicles and what new and different automobiles will be coming to the marketplace soon. It seems to me that this topic was only talked about when gas prices were rising, and quite a few of those cars never seemed to come to market. Gas prices in 2001, just 10 years ago, were $1.70 per gallon. That was even a sharp increase from the previous year, where we started the 2000s at $1.27 per gallon. The current country average is $3.58 per gallon. This marks a 182% increase since the start of the century, while the average U.S. inflation rate 38% for the same time period. Ouch. And we don't know where gas prices will go from here. The U.S. Department of Energy states that the gasoline market is highly volatile and hard to predict. But they make this one comment, that the continuing demand is expected to go up. They also state that third world economies' demand will outpace supply growth. What I get from that is that the prices will continue to go up unless we can lower our demand. I have personally taken an interest in this issue because I enjoy driving larger, more comfortable vehicles. I believe they are safer for my family and definitely accommodate my family needs better than a small car. The only thing uncomfortable about driving a large SUV is filling it up, and of course, with their low miles per gallon rating, they have to be filled up more often. So when I hear about a new regulation that was being proposed and passed about increasing miles per gallon ratings for all cars, my ears perked up. The automakers and the government have agreed that from 2012 to 2016 that the average mile per gallon rate for a fleet will rise from the current rate of 25 miles per gallon to 35.5 miles per gallon. This is not the first time similar pieces of legislation have been proposed and passed, but I still had initial negative thoughts about this because I didn't know what this meant to people like me that prefer larger vehicles. But based on research I've done on the National Highway Transportation Safety Agency website, I believe this would be great for the U.S. in many ways. Of course, there are two main reasons why this is important to America. First, to make us less dependent on foreign oil, and second, to reduce our vehicle operating costs. Research shows that the average American household pays $2,200 per year for fuel costs. There are remarkable savings to be had every time the average mile per gallon rate goes up. For example, a 2016 model year car with 35.5 mile per gallon rating will save $3,000 during the life of the vehicle in fuel cost over a similar 2010 model year car that gets 25 miles per gallon. The law also states that average fleet mile per gallon in 2025 will be 54.5. It represents a savings of $1.7 trillion or $8,000 per American household. How does this reduce our dependence on foreign oil? Well, this would be a reduction of 12.2 billion barrels of oil needed for gasoline in this country. At today's rate, that's 4 years worth of oil through 2025. Just understanding the basics of supply and demand, we know that if demand goes down, then prices may also fall. The other interesting fact about this law is that 11 major automobile manufacturers all agreed to it. That makes me go, why would they want to take on additional standards? They know the market demands have already moved into this direction, so there is no point in resisting. I personally think that is because some automakers were already spending money to increase their mile per gallon ratings and want others to join in on the cost. It also quite likely that if American manufacturers develop a new technology to achieve these higher mile per gallon rates, then we can compete with some foreign automakers in foreign markets. So why do some Americans have negative views on this law? Because when most hear higher mile per gallon, they think smaller cars that are less powerful. And many are not willing to compromise. They also saw how expensive these high mile per gallon cars have been when they came to marketplace. Hybrid and electric cars have been $4,000 to $15,000 more than a similar car from the same manufacturer. They also feel that since gas prices are only about $200 per month, that gas is fairly affordable and not worth the extra vehicle cost. These are very legitimate reasons. However, with all manufacturers being forced to raise their mile per gallon rates, there won't be such a drastic difference in price, since the price of the new technology will be spread across more cars. There are even more reasons Americans should support this bill. Economic proponents feel that Japanese automakers have shown far greater success in higher mile per gallon vehicles than that of US automakers. Past history has shown that when America leads in technology and manufacturing, that our economy grows. So why should you be convinced that this is a great thing for the United States? Even though it may mean a slightly higher car price? Well, each household will save $3,000 in gas prices over the life of their vehicle starting in 2016. We will be less dependent on the volatile foreign oil market, and American automakers can once again compete in a global market and possibly stop losing market share and also gain some technological advantages that can lead to more jobs.